All right, guys, what's going on with y'all? And yes, I got to make a follow up video to the one I made before when it comes to the Sony going all digital thing because I think a lot of people misunderstood my position on it. Because I had a guy come in my comment section basically saying, why would I care about it if I don't play? And if you know me, you know I have a PlayStation. If you can see them right there, there's a PS3, an Xbox One, a Wii. My Switch 2 is over there. My PS2 is down on the ground on the bottom shelf there. My original Nintendo is in the living room. My 360 um, is also in the living room as well. The only system I don't have is the current generation of Xbox, and the only reason I don't have it is because there really wasn't anything on it that I wanted to play. You can see it right here. That's a RIG Ally Rogue. Uh, it's in the other room. It's in the bedroom. I got a Steam Deck. I got a Vita. I got a PSP. I just love games, and but when it came to this whole Sony thing and people kind of just really just being extremely outraged about it, this was something I kind of like said it before because I'm 43, so I've been around for a minute, and when it comes to Sony, Sony had been talking about this around the end of the PS3 going into the PS4 generation, and people bring up, well, Sony did this to show they were for the gamers and all this stuff. Oh, you don't have to do this. You can share games like this, blah, blah, blah. All this stuff. Cool. That was all cool. But Sony did that as a reaction to how people responded to how Microsoft was going to do it. Because Microsoft was going to do it last generation with the Xbox One, where you always had to check in every 24 hours, DRM, a whole bunch of other stuff. And Sony was right there with them. They was going to do the same thing, but they saw the backlash that Microsoft got and decided, okay, now we're going to take advantage of this and we're going to basically boost our profile by showing that we're all a part of the gamers and stuff. We want to help the gamers. When in the reality of the situation, they were going to do the exact same thing. So, and then going into the PS4 generation, it's like the fact that people are, like I said, with people showing this little image of, oh, the digital game is full price and the physical game, you can go into a GameStop and get it for like $20 or something like that. I'm like, that stuff was even happening on the PlayStation 3, where a game would be full price on the store, but you could go into a GameStop and get it for cheaper. Same thing with the PS4, same thing with the PS5, the 360, all those games, they was always like that. And what I'm saying is we should have had a problem with it when we first started to see it, that the digital games were costing just as much as the physicals. And even when the physical games would go on sale and it would be like $10, the digital copy would still be full price. And even back then, I was like, this is stupid. Like, and I see people didn't really care about it as much because you still had that option to buy a physical disc. Now Sony is basically like, yo, not only we're going to take the discs away from y'all, we're not going to be producing, we're going to single-handedly try to kill the secondhand market, because that's really what this is about. It's not about saving money, and not it's about how can we get rid of GameStop, GameFly, all these secondhand markets, and you have to buy it from us. That's what they're going for. That's the whole thing. And when I say I haven't, like, since I got my PC, I haven't really been playing on PlayStation. I still buy PlayStation games. Like, I got Beast of Reincarnation that's on pre-order for PlayStation 5. I don't have Wolverine because I honestly looked at that game trailer, that gameplay trailer, and I said, this looks like Spider-Man just with Wolverine in it. But when I honestly, like I said, I love my physical collection. I got it over here. I'll probably try to take a picture of it or a video or something. I'll splice it in, maybe. But like, and we actually had, and I had to do say this because Mike Hollow actually came in and responded to my video and said the screwing over the gamer, because I don't think he understood what I was trying to say. Like, I'm not on their side. I'm not saying that they are in the right. No, they are completely screwing over gamers right now. And this is definitely going to send ripples. Like, and people keep saying, well, I'm going to buy Xbox, I'm going to buy Nintendo Switch. And I'm like, people, you have to understand, Microsoft is going to do the exact same thing. If what we understand about that Project Helix rumors that have been going around, that it's not going to come with a disk drive either. Nintendo's already been experimenting with the game key card stuff. So like they're all in on this thing. Like they're all looking at how can we get rid of these physical games. Nintendo might be the last one to adopt it, but eventually they're going to see the same thing too. They're going to do the same and just get rid of their physical cartridges. Excuse me. But Microsoft is already looking into that. They've already laid off what 3,000 people going into the next because they already looking at the fact that okay, we got to make these games smaller, and we have to make these dev teams smaller. We can't keep spending hundreds of millions of dollars. Sony too, I think they are on that same precedent of we can't spend $300 million on a Spider-Man again and not recover that money. So I think they're definitely going to be looking at downsizing these teams, kind of closing studios down, consolidating. Even though I believe they're still going full force with the always online shooters and stuff, which have not proven to be profitable. Like even if they get one or two that's profitable or actually successful, it's not really worth it because like PlayStation has so many they have so many IPs that they are just letting languish and not do anything with. Like Killzone was their Call of Duty. It was like their game, their Call of Duty killer. And like they just since the PS4 day, they had just completely just forgot all about Killzone. They're still doing God of War, even though people aren't really happy with the Lawfy thing. I'm trying to remember everything. Heavenly Sword, they could do well. They can't do. I don't think because Ninja Theory is with Microsoft now. But I think that's a PlayStation exclusive game, so they might could do something with that because Ninja Theory don't seem to want to do anything with it. But there's so many IPs that Sony has, and they have done absolutely nothing with them. They just basically had those games just sitting there, and they just keep going to these live service games. Like that's going to like they're going to get another Fortnite. Like that's what they're hoping that they can get another Fortnite. But I'm like, even Fortnite is starting to lose a lot of players. So I don't think the live service thing is a solid foundation to build your company on. And I think Sony is starting to find that out that that's not going to be where the money is. The money is in you having exclusive games that I want to play. Like whenever I bought all the systems, it's always been I buy one because it has all the exclusives I want on it. So I buy one. Like the first time I got one, I bought a 360. No. Yes, I bought a 360 first because it had Dead or Alive 4 on it. And as a DOA player, that was enough to sell me on the Xbox 360 back in the day. And eventually, once they had some stuff on PlayStation that I wanted to play, I bought a PS3. Same thing going to the next generation. All the games I wanted to play were on PlayStation first. So I bought a PlayStation. And then eventually down the line, I bought an Xbox One for other games like Gears and stuff like that. But I think we kind of just have allowed them to, we've kind of allowed them to do some things and didn't give them any pushback on it. And now that it's kind of coming to our doorstep with the Sony basically just taking away physical games, I think now people want to be upset about it. And canceling your PlayStation Plus, that's a good start. But I still say the same thing again. I said in the last video. Until I start seeing people cancel GTA 6, and I start seeing that in mass, that people have canceled their GTA 6 games. Like all your pre-orders, you don't cancel it, you're not buying. If it doesn't have a disc, we're not purchasing it. That's when you'll start to make some progress. But even with that, I still have the same opinion I had last time. They are going to keep physical disc, but they're only going to keep physical disc for people who really want it. And it's going to be more expensive for you to get that physical disc than just to buy the digital. And that's how they're going to kind of wean people off of it. So the let's say the digital game is like, I don't know, let's just say it's like, it stays at $80. Let's say it goes $80. I could see them having the physical games be like probably like 100, 120. I could see it in that price range. And them just having it like that and saying, yeah, this is what it's going to cost to get a physical game. And then eventually people are just going to say, you know what? It ain't worth it, man. I'll just get the digital version. And that's what's really going to hurt people. But I hope this has kind of cleared up the misunderstanding people have had about my opinion, because I've been called a Sony shield. Even in my comments, one guy called me a shield, or I work for Sony, but I'm like, no, I just see the writing on the wall, and I kind of see where they're going and where Microsoft is going, and Nintendo will eventually go. But you gotta let me know what y'all think down below. Appreciate everybody out there, and I hope everybody has a good day. Talk y'all guys later. Peace. I'm out.